Right now, the suspects are still on the run. We are hearing the man is being treated for a non-life-threatening injury. We're still working to find out what led up to this shooting, and we'll keep you posted. Mesa police arrested a man for impersonating a U.S. Marshal. They tell us Richard Cianquillo was wearing a shirt with the words "Fugitive Recovery Agent" on it. He also had a loaded gun on him and a badge which said U.S. Marshal. Officers say he told them he was a U.S. Marshal as well, so he's now facing a felony charge of impersonating an officer. Right now, Phoenix police are looking for a murder suspect. They say 69-year-old Derek Minor killed his wife, Cynthia. They were in the process of separating. She went to their apartment near 24th Street and Osborne to pick a few things up on Thursday, and that is where her body was later found. Minor was driving a 2008 orange Honda Element. If you know anything or have any tips which might help police, you're asked to call the police department. You know, it is a federal crime to lie on your background check when you're trying to buy a new gun.
But our chief investigator reporter Morgan Lowe tells us almost none of these cases sadly ever get prosecuted.
The law states that anyone who purchases a firearm from a licensed gun store needs to pass a federal background check.
The customer has to fill out a 4473 form.
Dave LaRue owns Legendary Guns in Phoenix.
We use a computer now, and we send the information to the NICS Background Check Center. I believe it's in West Virginia.
But this report released by the Government Accountability Office says people who lie on their background check forms almost never get prosecuted for it. The GAO says there were 112,000 failed background checks in fiscal year 2017. The ATF referred 12,700 of them for further investigation, but federal prosecutors only took 12 cases to court. The ATF says it's a resource issue, and the Executive Office for U.S. Attorneys says there is little value to public safety in prosecuting these cases, something Dave LaRue does not agree with.
You would think there'd be like 40,000 prosecutions out of that, because that's a felony, and they tell you repeatedly it's 10 years in jail if you lie on the form. I would think it would be a heck of a deterrent.
The ATF sometimes issues warning letters to people who lie on these forms or fail their background checks. But in March, the Department of Justice issued new guidance to U.S. attorneys to increase the number of these cases that they prosecute. I'm Morgan Lowe for Arizona's Family.
Happening in court this week, jury selection is set to begin on Tuesday for an alleged neo-Nazi. Travis Ricci is charged with trying to kill a black man and murdering his white girlfriend in 2009 at a Phoenix park. Ricci is being retried for the death of Kellyanne Jaeger. The first trial ended in a mistrial because a witness told the jury Ricci had spent some time in prison. Prosecutors say Ricci killed Jaeger because she is a white woman who was dating a black man. He has pleaded not guilty. Police arrest at least 8 people last night at a protest on the campus of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Streets had to be shut down as opposing groups gathered for the Silent Sam protests. The Confederate monument has long been a topic of debate for the campus, leading to protesters toppling it last month. Well, your phone, right, your iPhone specifically, we know it can take some great photos, but how can you capture the perfect picture? Here are a few tips to take your photo skills, let's just say, to the next level. First, you're being told use the live